Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Aim Saraswate Namaha. Om Shri Guruve Namaha. Blessed Self, Adorations. The Mystery of the Soul, Katha Upanishad, translated into English by Pujya Gurudev Pujya Shri Swami Jyotirmayananda Ji Maharaj of Yoga Research Foundation, Miami, Florida. A humble Sashtang pranams at the holy lotus feet of Pujya Gurudev. Brahmanandam Paramasukhadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadrasham Tattvamasyadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Saravadhi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Sadgurum Tam Namami. Adorations to the Divine Preceptor, who is the bliss of Brahman, the giver of supreme joy, the embodiment of Piva consciousness, beyond the pairs of opposites, vast like the ether, infinite, eternal, beyond all modifications. To that divine Guru I offer my adorations. Katha Upanishad, mantra number 7, day 18 and day 6 for Krishna Janmashtami. So just the recap of mantra number 6. We ended up with Lord Yama telling Nachiketas, those who have performed good works during innumerable births hear the instructions from the realized sages and saints and attain the knowledge of Atman. The revelation of Atman through knowledge is a great wonder. This is shown in the next mantra. And that next mantra is mantra number 7. Many do not find opportune conditions to even hear about Him, means God. Even having heard of Him, many are not able to know Him. It is a wonder to find one who is able to describe the nature of Brahman, that means the Self, the Supreme Self. It is rare to find one who has attained realization of Brahman like Pujya Gurudev. He is already self-realized. It is a wonder to find a skilled aspirant who has been taught by a knower of self. So I am an instrument in the hands of my Gurudev and Lord Krishna, like Basuri. So I am just passing on this knowledge of Gurudev. That's his knowledge, that I'm passing it on to you, just like when you blow into the holes of the flute, the music comes out. When you speak in the mic, the sound becomes louder. So mic becomes the instrument. So I'm sharing this knowledge of Pujya Gurudev with all of you aspirants. So further, Lord Yama says, O Nachiketas, the ignorant are deluded by the 5 kleshas The five kleshas are avidya, which is ignorance, asmita, which is egoism, raga, which is attachment, dvesha, which is hatred, and abhinivesh, which is clinging to life. Distracted by sin, they are not even able to hear of the divinity or Atman. Thus, to hear of Atman is very difficult. So those who have all these obstacles, obstructions, distractions, is all because of their past lives, sin committed in the past lives. And they don't want to hear about God because of that delusions, and they don't get the opportunity to hear about the Atman. But if they have done some good karmas, they do get the opportunity to hear, and if they go dive deeper into it, then life can turn around. O Nachiketas, all beings at the time of sleep and death become one with the Atman. So when you are in deep sleep, it is the same as death. The body is lying on the bed, loose. There's no mind, there's no feelings. And while you are in deep sleep, you are not awake, you are not dreaming. So that state is just like being dead. The indweller of the heart is the Atman. So at that time, all beings, they become one with the Atman. The indweller of the heart, who is the essential nature of man, that Atman, that God within you, that spark, is the ray of God, and therefore God. The ray of sun is the sun. You feel the same heat. It may be a little less, but yes, there is heat. They do not realize the self while awake due to pratibandha karmas, that means obstructive actions. And when you are awake, the mind is working, the senses are working, your intellect, your ego, all these are working. So you do not get that deep moment while you are awake. The blissful Atman is beyond the reach of mind and speech. So, taught by a wise man, this Atman reveals itself. But such a wise man is a great wonder, and that disciple is a great wonder who, having been instructed by his preceptor, attains the realization of the self. Both the teacher who teaches the philosophy of non-dualism and the identity of the soul and Brahman, and the disciple who realizes that I am Brahman, are very difficult to find. So both have to be good, the teacher and the disciple. The disciple has that want, that again, this is a good want, a good desire, like fish out of water, like a thirsty who is looking for water. So the disciple has to be like that, whereas the guru, the teacher, also has to have that knowledge, that realization, experience through the teachings of his guru or her guru. Both are difficult to find. That's what Lord Yama is saying. Both the teacher who teaches the philosophy of non-dualism and the identity of the soul and Brahman, and the disciple who realizes that I am Brahman, are very difficult to find. This Atman is attained by Gyan, the wisdom, produced by the teachings of the Shrutis. Shrutis are the voices that were heard. When these sages and saints were in meditation, they heard the revelations, and that revelation is Shruti. And then they later wanted to note it down so that it can be passed on. There was no paper, no pen, so they used the milk of the leaves of the trees and the bark of the trees to write it down, which was not easy. Now we have pen and paper. We still don't want to write down. We use the computer, we use the phone to keep writing and writing like that. So someday try to do Likhit Jap instead of just using the mala to do your mantra chanting. Write down each mantra, write down Lord's name on paper. It's called Likhit Japa. With that concentration, with that faith. The Atman is attained, that means God is attained by Gyan, wisdom produced by the teachings of the Shrutis or the Upanishads. Nirvikalpa Gyan is the wisdom which destroys all the objective vrittis of the mind and produces Brahmakara vritti. So all these questions and all these thoughts that keep coming, becoming obstacles, obstructions to the real Gyan. So once you hear the teachings of the Shrutis or the Upanishads, these other types of Gyan are destroyed. And all these vrittis, the thought waves, the questions subside, and the mind starts producing Brahmakara vritti. That means thoughts of Brahman, thoughts of God, thoughts of good deed, all positive. So this wisdom is very subtle. Therefore, the knower of this is called Kushala. The knower of this is called Kushal, means skilled. The Guru must be Brahmanishta, established in Brahman, and Brahmashrotraya. So what does that mean? Brahmanishta means established in Brahman, means he may not be self-realized. That's what our Gurudev says. Guru is walking on the path towards self-realization and established in Brahman all the time, doing satsang, scripture reading, passing on jnana, and with that deep devotion, and must be Brahmashrotra, that means well versed in Upanishads and is able to pass it on to others. So when such a guru teaches Brahman to fit aspirants, so teaches about Brahman to fit aspirants, and who are these fit aspirants? Those who are very much interested to walk on the path of self-realization, who have deep faith, those who are so devoted and have faith in our scriptures that they do not have unnecessary questions like why this, why that, why Lord Rama did this, why Lord Rama let Sita go, he is not God, why did he let her go in the jungle when she was pregnant. And so many people make joke of these characters in our scriptures. So all these are not good, and one should have faith in our scriptures by default. Whatever is there is the truth, and God ascends in human form and other forms whenever there is a need to. So when such a guru teaches about Brahman to fit aspirants, they attain the fruit of self-realization. One cannot attain Brahman if he is taught by a guru who lacks the spiritual experience of Brahman. So that is another thing. So you have to find the guru or you will be led through your good karmas, you will be led to the gurus who have the knowledge, the gurus who are devoted and have faith in God and have a self-realized guru, and they are gurus who are instruments in the hands of their gurus and also in the hands of the Lord, just like the flute in the hands of Lord Krishna. And I was just explaining about the holes in the flute means there's no ego. When you blow the flute, the sound is so beautiful. But you got to have that know-how. And when the Lord plays the flute, and you are the flute without any ego, then the music is beautiful. One having indirect knowledge cannot kindle the fire of intuitive knowledge. So, when you have a self-realized master, you also receive the teachings and you experience that Brahman because he has kindled that Brahman in you. So, one having indirect knowledge cannot kindle the fire of intuitive knowledge. So those who do not receive the knowledge from the guru, it becomes very difficult for them to kindle the intuitive knowledge, the fire of intuitive knowledge. So into the heart of the aspirant, even if such a teacher of indirect knowledge would continue to teach an aspirant for a long time, the disciple can never attain Brahman through his teachings. So we all can know where we stand as we attend satsanga, as we move forward in our sadhana. The aspirant who, without the help of a realized guru, tries to understand Brahman by adapting various logical means, that means full of questions, full of inquiry. Why? No, you have to have that default faith in our scriptures. Will not be able to attain Brahman. So if you have those logical questions, logical means, then it's not easy to attain Brahman like that. Rather, he will be lost in the maya of the doubts, because there are so many doubts. How can you have that default faith? Because you have doubts already. You have questions already. So how can you realize Brahman? So one cannot receive right guidance from a man who does not know the path well. That's Nachiketas listening to Lord Yama. He's saying, Lord Yama is saying, one cannot receive right guidance from a man who does not know the path well, and if guided by him, he will not reach his destination. So that means the disciple will not reach the destination. Even so, one who does not know Brahman cannot show the right path leading to Brahman. Directed by ignorant people, an aspirant loses the right track and wanders in the maya of worldliness. They get entangled in the world, they move back into the world. Therefore, those who are desirous of attaining Brahman must find realized sages for their gurus. The ideal guru feels that the self of all is my very self. So once you start seeing the same Atman in everyone, your soul and their soul are one, connected. You are there. There is no difference between me and the Absolute. I am Brahman. I am that. Such a Mahatma, that means the great soul, is at one with the whole world. So, the mindness and the thyness, of course you'll still love your children, your family, but you have now a bigger family, more children, but of course there is priority. Those, if someone who is nearer to you and needs water to drink, you will provide that water to the one who is nearer to you, means in distance, and then you will step outwards to give to others. So same way, if it's your responsibility, the primary responsibility for something, you have to take care of that first and then move out. Just like service or charity begins at home. Clean your closet first, then clean others' closet. So many sayings are there that is similar to what is being taught here. So when such a great soul teaches the science of Brahman to qualified aspirants, they verily attain the same consciousness as the Guru. Remember that Lord Yama was testing Nachiketas to see if he is a qualified aspirant. So it should be both ways. The aspirant wanting to know about the Guru, and the Guru wanting to know about the aspirant also. How deep are both? How deep devotion and knowledge and the integral yoga part, how deep does this Guru have, or does this teacher have? Whereas the teacher too will want to know, where does this aspirant stand? Is he really interested? Is he really having that spark in him, just like fish out of water wanting to be self-realized? So all these things, and there are ways that the Guru can know. And if you are a qualified aspirant, you will verily attain the same consciousness as the Guru. But it is very difficult to find such a Guru, and to find a qualified aspirant is also most difficult. That does not, if you are an aspirant, it does not mean you cannot do worldly duties. Yes, absolutely, you have to do it, you can do it, you should do it. Besides that, you take out time for prayers, for sadhana, for service, for charity. So whatever you earn, you should share that with the needy, and your income becomes sanctified, your income becomes purified. So it is very important to follow integral yoga, karma yoga, jnana yoga, bhakti yoga, all this yoga, raja yoga. And yoga means not only doing hatha yoga. Yoga means being united with the Lord in every action, every word, every thought. At physical level, things are challenging. But what do? Are you thinking of God at that time? Automatically, not forcefully. If you are, then you are on the correct path. If you slip anytime, get up and start again. That's okay. It's the nature in the world. Every living tree has leaves that shake because the wind blows. But that leaf has to be strong. Strong enough to not fall off the branch. But those older leaves, weaker leaves, they are weak enough to fall down with a little blow of the wind. So we will continue with this. Mantra number 8 in our next session, which is like, when this self is taught by one who lacks the knowledge of Brahman, such teaching leads to various doubts, and therefore the self is not known. Without being taught by the wise, no one has access to this subtle knowledge, because its subtlety is beyond human reasoning. This is what Lord Yama is telling in mantra number 8. That's the knowledge, and it is true. Very subtle knowledge, very easy to slip away. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And let's read a small story for Lord Krishna. And we will begin day 6 of Shri Krishna Janmashtami. And we will begin on the topic Lord Krishna's birth. So how did this happen? So in ancient India, in an atmosphere of great pomp and splendor, Devaki, the niece of King of Mathura, was married to Vasudeva, a noble man in the kingdom. At the conclusion of the wedding ceremony, Kamsa, a terrible demon embodied as the prince of Mathura, offered to drive the wedding chariot out of courtesy to his cousin Devaki. No sooner had the gala procession begun when a celestial voice was heard saying, "O Kamsa, the eighth child of Devaki will bring about your destruction." The moment Kamsa heard this, he took out his sword, ready to kill Devaki. Vasudeva stopped him from doing so, pleading, "Please do not kill this helpless woman. It is her children that you fear. Spare her, and I will deliver to you all her children to deal with as you wish." Kamsa agreed to spare Devaki's life, but remained cautious about the danger of the prediction. Time passed and Devaki gave birth to her first son. In accordance with this promise, Vasudeva brought the infant to Kansa. Kansa was pleased, and since he felt no threat from this first child, he sent the baby home. However, fear soon began to color his demoniac mind, and Kamsa killed the child. He then ordered that Devaki and Vasudeva be chained and imprisoned, and instructed his guards to keep a constant watch over them. Thus, in this gloomy prison, 5 more children were born, one after another, and Kamsa killed them mercilessly. So, we will continue the next portion in our next session of day 7. Om Krishnaya Vasudevaya Hare Paramatmane Pranatakleshanashaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Om Krishnaya Vasudevaya Hare Paramatmane Pranatakleshanashaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Om Krishnaya Vasudevaya Hare Paramatmane Pranatakleshanashaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Om Ahameva agre nanyadeta satasata param pashyadaham yadetaccha yo vashishyeta sosmahem ritertham yat pratiyeta na pratiyeta chatmani tad vidyadatmano mayam yatha bhaso yatha tamaha yatha mahanti bhutani bhuteshu cha vacheshvanu प्रविष्टानि तथा तेषु न तेष्वहम् एतावदेव जिज्ञास्यं तत्त्वजिज्ञासुनात्मनः अन्व्यव्यतिरेकाभ्यां यत् स्यात् सर्वत्र सर्वदा. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. ओम नमो नारायणाय. ओम श्री कृष्णाय नमः. जय कृष्ण हरे श्री कृष्ण हरे दुखियों के दुख दूर करे. जय 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 कृष्ण हरे. जय कृष्ण हरे श्री कृष्ण हरे दुखियों के दुख दूर करे. जय 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 कृष्ण हरे. जब चारों तरफ अंधियारा हो आशा का दूर किनारा हो, जब चारों तरफ अंधियारा हो। आशा का दूर किनारा हो और कोई न केवन हारा हो, फिर तू ही बेड़ा पार करे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे, जय 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 कृष्ण हरे, जय 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 कृष्ण हरे. So there is so much pain for Devaki, and Vasudeva to see Kansa killing their children. So, of course, Lord Krishna will come to protect them. Beda par kare. He will. Lord Krishna helps to cross the ocean. May you all be eternally blessed by Lord Krishna in every aspects of your life, in every steps of your life. May all happen perfectly. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Jai Jai Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Divine love, light, healing, peace, prosperity, bliss, Shakti, Bhakti and Mukti to each one of you. Divine blessings and love to your near and dear ones. Hari Om Tat Sat. Om 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 Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. This is Swami Lalita Priyananda from Sacramento, California.